Are you smarter than a fifth grader? And don't forget the lyrics won't be seen tonight, but will return next week with all new episodes.
You're exactly right.
Now, stay tuned for this Fox Sports special presentation.
Welcome to the Built Ford Tough BCS pregame show on Fox.
Miami, Florida. I spent a good many years down here keeping law and order in this city. But tonight, there's trouble brewing. Word on the street, a couple of out-of-towners are planning to mix it up. They call themselves Hokies and come from Blacksburg, Virginia, the ACC champs from Virginia Tech. What is a Hokie anyway? Well, Va Tech's hard-hitting defense will have their hands full tonight because guess who else is in town? That's right. My Kansas Jayhawks. Now, Sonny Crockett was a Gator, but I'm a Jayhawk. Rock Chalk Jayhawk. Yo! You didn't know I went to Kansas, now did you? You think Kansas is just about basketball? Think again. There's no vice quite like the BCS on Fox. It's the FedEx Orange Bowl, and it starts right now.
Nearly 40 years. This big. Quarterback Todd Reesing, only 5'10", and he and the once-beaten Jayhawks have a tall order against Xavier Adibi and one of the toughest defenses in the entire country. Virginia Tech is appearing in its 15th straight bowl game under Coach Frank Beamer, while Mark Mangino has Kansas finally pointed in the right direction. It is Kansas from the Big 12 facing ACC champion Virginia Tech in the FedEx Orange Bowl on Fox. And welcome once again to the Built Ford Club. BCS on Fox pregame show. I am Chris Rose. Our marquee jet has flown us safely from the desert in Glendale, Arizona, right here to Miami. And joining us for the entire festivities, one of the proud alum of Rock Chalk Jayhawk, John Riggins. Look at the photo back there. Actually played in the Orange Bowl last time Kansas was here. That was 1969 against Penn State. Scored a touchdown in that infamous 12th man game, 15-14 loss. But this year he was honored by the school. Ring of Honor, number 32 goes up. And it is good to see you, my friend, and good to see your school back in a big bowl game.
Well, thank you very much, Chris, and I am thrilled to be here. And I want you to know I'm working with greatness. The godfather of soul, James Brown himself, is looking down right now. He's also known as the hardest working man in show business. New Orleans on Tuesday, Glendale, Arizona last night. You're in Miami tonight, and if you could go for the Grand Slam, you do the BCS championship game tomorrow night.
We're going to be there.
I love it. You know what? We're also in your stomping ground, so I'm blaming you, Jimmy Johnson, for the weather. It's windy. What's going on?
We love this. We have a couple of days a year like this, and this is how we have our seasons down here.
I'm not buying it. We'll see what effect that has on the Kansas passing game in just a bit. But before we tell you about tonight's game, congrats to West Virginia head coach Bill Stewart. Yeah, he can print full-time business cards. He was named the brand new head coach of West Virginia today. That was after last night's Tostitos Fiesta Bowl. Big-time win. Great guy, enthusiasm, energy. He rallied the troops, so good for him, right?
Well-deserved, well-deserved. He'll do a great job there. He had him ready to play last night.
All right, guys, on to the FedEx Orange Bowl, and Virginia Tech is going to be without its bruising running back, at least for the first quarter because of disciplinary reasons. Brandon Orr, late to a team meeting before Christmas, so they're not going to unwrap him until the second quarter. But defensively, the Hokies are just fine, thanks. Near the top in several physical categories. They're led by Adibi, Vince Hall, Brandon Flowers. They are fast. They are a punishing group. But tonight, they're going to get a very stiff test from one of the most prolific offenses in the entire country, because Kansas is led by quarterback Todd Reesing. He won the job in the spring. He has led Kansas to an 11-win season. They spread the ball around to the likes of senior Marcus Henry, freshman Desmond Briscoe, and much more. And it is truly strength versus strength here, because Kansas averages more than 44 points per game, second most in the entire nation, while Virginia Tech allows less than 60 per game, also second in the entire nation. Now, John, when your team's offense is right, what are they doing well?
They're getting chunks of yardage, Chris, and they've got receivers, Briscoe, Fields, and Henry, that I think match up very well with the Virginia Tech Hokies. They've got 6-foot defensive backs. You got Chancellor, Harrison, Parker, and Flowers, and I think for them to be successful, they have to protect Reesing, obviously, and get the ball out of his hands downfield to the receivers, and if they can do that, they'll hang right with the Hokies, and who knows, they could hang some big points up on the board.
Yeah, but the heart of this Virginia Tech defense, the team is their defense. They rush the passer extremely well. I know that Reesing's thrown 32 touchdowns, but it'll be hard for him to throw touchdowns if he's on his back.
It'll be very interesting to see who's going to win the chess match between Mangino and Beamer. Very, very interesting. Now, guys, just like all schools in the BCS, Kansas and Virginia Tech, they have supplied the country with some heavy hitters outside of the playing field. And for Virginia Tech, even out of this world.
Launch team is ready to proceed.
Hi, I'm Charlie Camarda. I received my doctorate from Virginia Tech in 1990 and became an astronaut in 1996. The mission parameters for the Hokie Nation tonight? Plenty of successful touchdowns at the FedEx Orange Bowl. Now, you might be wondering, what is a Hokie? To tell you the truth, it's just a made-up word. A Virginia Tech student named O.M. Stoll coined the phrase in order to win a Spirit Yelp competition. Now, I didn't make up any new words, but the coolest thing I've ever done in my life was fly in space. I'd like to share that experience with the entire Hokie Nation, and I brought up one of my favorite flags.
You have range clear to launch.
Let's bring a Hokie victory to the final frontier. Yo, top this, Jayhawks!
My fellow Americans, there's something on Bob Dole's mind. It's been nearly 4 decades since my Kansas Jayhawks have played in the FedEx Orange Bowl. Now, you're probably thinking, what took so long? Well, the proud Jayhawks alumni have been busy serving our country and raising our families, busy becoming Nobel laureates and ambassadors. We've been busy sending Americans into space. Oh yeah, and I know one who is busy running for the presidency of the United States. But Jayhawks football is back, and this year's team is an excitable bunch, just like their leader and head coach. So there's no debate. The American people know it, and Bob Dole knows it. Kansas Jayhawks football is here to stay.
Well, coming up, find out how you go from Big 12 doormat to FedEx Orange Bowl participant. What were the key ingredients that turned Kansas from just a hoop school into an all-out power? And here at the FedEx Orange Bowl, Taco Bell gave fans free tacos and the chance to run through the Taco Bell football experience at this year's FedEx Orange Bowl. We might even let John Riggins give it a shot if he still has the legs. I think Riggo can do it. Taco Bell also reminds you to always think outside the bun. We are back to Miami right after this.
BCS pregame show on Fox is sponsored by the Ford F-150. Built Ford tough. By DirecTV. Now get over 85 of the best channels in HD and more coming throughout the year. By FedEx. Go Air, Go Brown, Go Football. And by Taco Bell. Big fans of college bowl action.
Welcome back to the Built Ford Tough BCS on Fox pregame show. Well, you just saw Virginia Tech grad and NASA astronaut Charlie Camarda moments ago, and now Google Earth sends us all the way from outer space down to Dolphin Stadium, where the Hokies and Jayhawks are just minutes away from kickoff at the FedEx Orange Bowl. Now, Kansas is looking to extend its record with a 12th win this season, and some people think that Kansas is actually in the middle of nowhere. But according to one KU alum, it's actually the center of the universe.
Hi, I'm Brian McClendon. I'm class of 1986 at the University of Kansas. I'm the Director of Engineering for Google Geo, which includes Google Earth, Maps, SketchUp, and Street View. I noticed that the center of the view of the Earth was actually very close to Lawrence, Kansas. Quietly, I moved it to center on Lawrence. The citizens of Lawrence, and then actually the rest of the world, began to notice that when you zoomed into Google Earth, you were able to go all the way down to Lawrence, to Meadowbrook Apartments, where I grew up. With Google Earth, you can go anywhere you want in the world, even Blacksburg, Virginia. So why would you want to go there? Go Jayhawks! Google Earth has been downloaded 350 million times. That's 350 million people who've had their views centered on Lawrence, Kansas. But today, all of Lawrence is going to be centered on Miami.
Now, speaking of maps, Kansas football had pretty much fallen off of it the last several decades until Mark Mangino came on board in 2002. Even when his squad was 2-10, Mangino's belief never wavered. Keep sawing wood was his slogan. Not only did his kids saw, they've now built a foundation and perhaps even some tradition in Lawrence.
We've had some great football players here, Gail Sears and John Riggins and John Hadel and Bobby Douglas, but we really haven't been consistently a program that most people think of when it comes to football.
Well, I think you have to look at the big picture. You have to look where we were in 2002. It's been a continual climb. It's been 6 years of hard work by a lot of players and coaches.
Well, it started last January. We came in to the offseason with the mindset that we wanted to turn this around. We no longer wanted to be the Kansas that everyone was just going to play and expect to win. It's huge for this town, for this program, because to reach this height is something that hasn't happened around here in a long time.
The 68 season was a dream season, kind of like this one.
We lost one game that year, so we were pretty excited about going to the Orange Bowl.
We thought we had Penn State beat. We stopped them on a 2-point try and thought the game was over. And then the yellow flag showed up, and they got us for 12 men on the field. And Coach Pepper Rogers' comment after the game was that Penn State found it hard to run against our 6-3-3 defense.
That whether it's football or in life, you have to earn your way. You can't ask for respect, you have to earn it. We were winning and playing well and beating good football teams, but a lot of people were still ho-hum about it.
We heard it on TV, in the newspapers. Yeah, we heard it. We just took it one game at a time, not try to focus on what other people will say and trust in each other that we can get this thing done and win this game.
I think people still doubt us. Just because a lot of people don't think we deserve to be here. A lot of people respect us as a team, and we want to go beyond respect.
We'll prove everyone wrong. We're here for a reason because we're one of the best teams in the nation.
We beat everybody except for one team. So, what else can you say?
We have a whole new attitude, and everybody is accountable for each other. It doesn't matter if you're first string or last string. Everybody looks after each other, and we all, work together, and that's what makes our team so good.
I think our kids have bonded together, and they trust each other. They trust the coaches, and we trust them.
Mark Mangino was named Walter Camp Coach of the Year, and with good reason. School's first BCS game, school record 11 wins, conference victories as well. So obviously they're getting it done on both sides of the ball, and it makes an alum like John Riggins stick out his chest and puff it and do this and wear his Kansas sweatshirt again. So you got to be proud, right?
Look, you're bringing me down. I got to tell you, Kansas football's been a tradition since September. I don't know what people are talking about here. Seriously, I talked to Lou Perkins, the athletic director, this afternoon. I asked him what was the hardest thing he had to do, and he said that was to educate people, turn them around. It's a culture, and it's an ideology, and that's what you have to do. You change the culture. That's what Kansas is doing. A tradition starts with spirit, and that spirit is in the hearts of the fans. And it looks to me like the fans have caught it right here at Dolphin Stadium.
Hey, John, if you look at it, though, 11 wins. Mark Mangino's done a great job, great year, but there are still a lot of doubters out there. And really, on a national stage against a traditional power like Virginia Tech, a win tonight will open a lot of doors in recruiting.
Yeah, it obviously helped. By the way, little weather note, Jimmy Johnson, did you see this? It started raining in your backyard here.
Well, we do that every now and then around here.
What are you doing? We'll see how that affects the likes of Todd Reesing, who actually has been the centerpiece of this turnaround at quarterback. And you know the saying that everything is bigger in Texas? Well, apparently not if you're the Kansas quarterback.
I'm Todd Reesing, sophomore quarterback from Austin, Texas for the University of Kansas. I'm a double major in finance and economics. I plan on going to graduate school to get my MBA in business. Coach Mangino calls me Sparky because I'm electric on the field. Emphasize the electric part. It's embarrassing. People said I was undersized for a quarterback, but no one told me. My roommates and I like to shred on Guitar Hero. Oh, snap. I hope Miami's ready, because we coming, baby. I added the baby. It was kind of instinctual. I'm out. That was smooth right there.
Todd Reesing actually set 20 school records. He's the first Kansas quarterback to throw for 3,000 yards. All academic Big 12. Was that you back in the day as well?
No, that wasn't me, Chris. You're right about Reesing. I mean, you have to look at him, and this is the offense that they play. Ed Werner, their offensive coordinator, they've got beyond the pro set. They are the New England Patriots of the NCAA football. Not quite where the Patriots are right now, but this is a huge step for them tonight, and a huge step for a sophomore quarterback. You bring up an interesting point, though, Chris. This rain, Todd Reesing, I'd say he's probably 5'6". He's actually probably 5'9". They list him at 5'11". I don't think he's got the biggest hands in the world. I think the rain could affect him adversely.
Jimmy, did you hear that? He went from like 5'6" to 5'9". What is he, 6'3" with the afro? Is he Fletch?
It's that much difference. You know, don't you think they need to roll him out some against this Virginia Tech rush?
Yeah, and I'm thinking that KU, after what Missouri did to them, I got to believe that Virginia Tech has looked at Bud Foster, and they're going to put pressure on him. And the way to do that is and Reesing can run with the football a little bit, so they get him out on the edge. I think they may have a better go.
All right, much more coming your way from the FedEx Orange Bowl tonight. And Todd Reesing's a little upset with the 5'6" thing. All right, so make sure you don't go anywhere.
He's ahead.
Approaching kickoff between the Jayhawks and the Hokies. Welcome back to the Built Ford Tough BCS on Fox pregame show. As always, you will hear from both schools' marching bands. We're going to start out with the Marching Jayhawks, 150 members strong. The state song of Kansas, by the way, Home on the Range, first performed by the KU band in 1971, and they've won the Sudler Trophy, the highest honor available to college marching bands. Give a listen. Now, the two people that Kansas is trying to keep quiet tonight, that two-quarterback monster. You got Sean Glennon, Tyrod Taylor. Taylor actually 5-0 as a starter as a freshman, but it's going to get Glennon that's going to get the first snaps. The interesting thing is these guys don't alternate series. They alternate plays, Jimmy.
I really like the system. Having two different quarterbacks with two different styles causes lots of problems for the defense. On top of that, having two quarterbacks, you know, even with injuries and graduation, you always have a quarterback ready to play.
And the thing you got to like about Virginia Tech is Sean Glennon was the MVP of the ACC championship game. But don't sell Tyrod Taylor short. And for my money, the KU defense matched up against Tyrod Taylor. He could be the wild card tonight in this game because he can throw the ball some, and he's very deadly when he gets outside. And the Jayhawks with Glennon in there get lulled to sleep, as I saw the Eagles from BC do. And all of a sudden, Taylor's down running the football and cause a problem.
All right, well, let's find out a little bit more about these two distinctive personalities.
On Fox is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. With Southwest Airlines' convenient nonstop flights, it's like having your own company plane.
Welcome back to the Built Ford Tough BCS on Fox pregame show. It is time right now for the singing of our national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for our national anthem. The United States Southern Command presents tonight's colors. Here to perform our national anthem is recording artist and actress Catherine McPhee.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
We are almost ready for... Don't mind the planes. Don't worry, our hearing will come back.
I love
momentarily.
that. It scared me.
Before we get out of here, guys, keys to the game. How does Virginia Tech win tonight, Jimmy Johnson?
Well, the first key is Virginia Tech's aggressive defense. They force opposing offenses into a lot of negative plays. And the second thing, Beamer ball. They have a lot of points scored, non-offensive touchdowns, interceptions, special teams. Best in the country on special teams.
Very quickly, how's your alma mater pull off the upset?
They got to protect Reesing and the football, and they can't make any dumb mistakes. And that means dumb penalties. Play fast and don't make the game larger than it is.
But it is an awfully big game. Biggest one for Kansas in almost 40 years. John Reagan, Jimmy Johnson, we will see you at halftime. And coming up next, Kenny Albert, Daryl Moose Johnston, Barry Alvarez, and Jeannie Zelasco bring you the FedEx Orange Bowl.